Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue our exploration into vertical stick welding. I have a video on 7014 vertical up. Feel free to go check that out. There's a couple of little pointers in there. And today we are going to be doing a 6011 vertical, 6011 root with a 7018 fill, just so that you can kind of see some of the differences there. So grab your helmet, gloves, leather jackets, and all of your tools that you need, chip and hammer, wire brush, and some pliers, and let's dive right on into this. Okay, so welding a 6011 or a 6010 rod in a vertical position is actually fairly simple. First thing you want to do, you'll notice that I have my rod kicked out of my holder at about a 45-degree angle. My machine's off, and you're going to come in, and it's very similar to when you're welding any other position with a 6000 series rod. If you're going up, you're going to use your holder to maintain your angle. So your holder is going to be fairly straight up and down. And you'll come in, you'll notice kind of down here, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got my hand positioned on the table to help keep me stable. And you're going to do a tap start, tap it in, pull it out, let the arc stabilize, and then get in very close. And then you're just going to whip it up. Usually when you're going vertical, you'll use a bit of a longer whip to go up. So you whip up, bring it back down, let it fill in, whip up, bring it back down, let it fill in, whip up, bring it back down, and let it fill in. Same concept should apply to downhill if you've got a rod that will cooperate with you downhill. You come in, you'll tap start it, get the arc to stabilize, and then go down, whip it up, go down, whip it up, go down, whip it up, go down, whip it up. Usually when you're running downhill, you have to go just a skosh faster than what you think you have to go. But a lot of this is always going to come back to learning to read the puddle. So that's the technique that I'm going to be using for a 6011. And I'm just going to use the 6011 to fill in the center and get my two plates bonded together. Rod's come loose in the holder. Quick reset there. Grab my safety glasses. Chip out that slag. Could use just a little bit more amperage. Alright, there's some uphill, let's do some downhill. Alrighty, there you go. There's a weld bead all chipped. It actually laid in there pretty good. So at the bottom here, I started at about 85 amps and started going and felt like it wasn't wetting in good enough. So I swapped over, went up to 90 amps, and this little zone right here is where I did a fill on the backside, so that's what that's all about. And then I kicked it up to 90 amps. I need to give myself a little bit more hot start, I can tell. But then it started wetting in and laying in really good. Come on. And then up on the top, got it started and just ran it straight on down, doing the whip like you saw. And it actually came out really nice. You can see it kind of diming up there. That's usually what I'm looking for when I'm doing this. So now we're going to go over it with a 7018 rod. And what I'm going to do, and this is actually a pretty common practice that you'll see a lot of welders doing. So I'm going to get it striked, and I'm going to go from one toe of my 6011 bead, bleh, can't think today, go from my one toe of my 6011 bead over to the other toe. And I'm just going to weave it all the way up. Technically, I probably should have done this with my 7014 video as well, but you know what? We're doing it now. So that's all that the technique is going to be. I'm going to use some slightly different amperages, and I'll go ahead and just edit those in so that you can see what I'm running. But yeah, we're going to just strike it here and just go from one toe to another, one toe to another. You want your center line of your 7018 rod to go from one toe to the other and just work your way up. So I'm going to go set up, and then we'll get some shots on that. Let's try some downhill. Yahoo! That does not want to stick. Alright, so I haven't chipped this all the way yet. I just chipped right there in the center where I brought my downhill bead to meet with my uphill bead, and you can see right here, oh, there it goes, some of the slag just dripping straight off. So there's a multitude of reasons that people tell you not to really downhill your stick welding. It tends not to stick too well. Sometimes the slag will run away and the slag will get in front of your weld pedal and cause some problems. I kept my downhill pretty short, so I think I'll be all right. But let me go ahead and chip all of this, and we'll show you how it all came out. Alrighty. There you go. That is a vertical weld, and I'm very happy with how that came out. That looks great. That is very much what I'm looking for when I'm trying to, you know, do a vertical weld. It's really well tied in on the toes. There's a little bit of buildup in the center. That's, again, gravity pulls, and it will pull in the center hardest. Not as much up on the vertical down, but you got to be careful with vertical down because sometimes it doesn't weld in all the way correctly. So it is also worth mentioning that any of you guys who are doing some pipe welding, you will always be welding in the vertical up position when you're doing pipe. And that's how code's written. So if you're going to be doing pipe welding, practice your vertical up. Don't even worry about vertical down, just so that you can stay within code there. But anyway, that's what we're looking for. That's what we like to see. And that's going to do it for this video. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you are having trouble with your verticals, then do what I did and grab a 6010 or a 6011 rod. Especially on a fillet joint like this one. Fillet joints are a little bit nasty on your 7014s and 7018s. But grab a 6010 or 6011 and just run that center piece in, and then you'll have something that you can kind of weave off of. And that usually works out pretty well. So, hope you guys learned something, and we will see you guys in the next one.